Welcome to Some Awesome Games, good looking people. I'm Rob. Today we're going to learn how to play Star Wars Han Solo card game. It's literally called Han Solo card game. This is by Hasbro Gaming. This is based on the movie Solo's Sabacc game. So Sabacc is like Star Wars poker. There's many versions of it. This is kind of mixed between blackjack and poker. This is specifically Corellian Spike Sabacc. It is ages 10 plus because it is a gambling game. So if your kids are prone to gambling, this might open a gateway and become gambling addicts. If they're not, then this is safe to play because it is a family-friendly version. This is tweaked upon the actual Corellian Spike rules. So I'm going to teach you how to play this game, how to play the actual Corellian Spike game, how to make your own version of this game. Let's say this isn't in print anymore. Let's say it's gone off the shelf. So you're watching this video in the future, this is gone. You can't buy it. You can make your own version with 2 decks of cards and 2 dice, and I'll show you how to do that and explain how to do that. So if you enjoy this video, leave a like if you really enjoy it, subscribe. If you don't enjoy it, I'm sorry, I'm trying. Let's have a look at how to play Han Solo, the card game. In the box, you'll find a deck containing 62 cards, 24 bounty tokens, and 2 dice. That's it. It's a decent sized box for such small components. The deck consists of cards numbered from 0 to 10. You'll have 2 cards with 0 on them, and 6 cards, 3 positive and 3 negative for each number up to 10. The bounty tokens are the prize pool for winning hands. Green are ships and vehicles, red are weapons, blue is armor, and the single gold one is Millennium Falcon. The most important part of the bounty tokens is the value. Think of these as points, and the player with the most points in their hand at the end is the winner. Let's run through the game, shall we? First thing, pick a dealer. They will shuffle the deck and then deal 2 cards face down to each player. Since we're playing the Hasbro version, we'll only allow up to 4 players in the game. Now players, keep your cards secret. Place the remaining cards face down in the middle of the table, creating a draw pile. Take the top card from this deck and flip it face up next to the draw pile. This is the discard pile. Shuffle the token stack and place it down on the table. Draw the top tokens equal to the number of players and place them face up near the play area so everyone can see them. This is the prize pot for the round. A round takes place over 3 turns. Oddly enough, it's easy to forget how many turns you've had, so in the movie they actually had like a little counter, so create your own little counter system. Now let's get started. The player to the left of the dealer goes first. So as the player, your goal is to get as close to 0 with your hand as possible. Green cards are positive and red cards are negative. A hand of 2 cards with 0 or closer to 0 than other players would win. Example being +2 would be a +4. In a tie, a hand that has achieved the number with more cards would win. For example, +2 with 3 cards would be +2 with 2 cards. Otherwise, if the same amount of cards had been used to reach the same number, it's the player who reached that number from the furthest value away. For example, if you were both on +1 and one player had 6 and a -5 and one player had a 3 and a -2, the player who came down from 6 would be the winner. Taking into account in these situations that a positive number will beat an equal negative number. So a -2 would lose to a +2. Same goes for 0. The player who reaches 0 with the most cards would be the winner in a tie, unless someone has a perfect hand of +10, -10, and a 0. Now you know what you're after. On your turn you have some choices. Option 1. Take the top card from the draw pile. You can keep it and then end your turn, or you can discard this card onto the discard pile, or swap it out for one of the cards in your hand currently and place that card on the discard pile instead. Option 2, take the top card from the discard pile, keep it and end your turn, or swap it out for one of the cards in your hand currently and place that face up on the discard pile. If you happen to take the last card of the discard pile and choose not to discard one of your cards, Then you must take the top card from the draw pile and place it face up to start a new discard pile. Then option 3 is do nothing. This is known as standing. Just do nothing and let your turn end. After everyone has had their turn, the dealer rolls the dice. If the symbols don't match, nothing happens and you go on to the next turn. If they do match, remember how many cards are in your hand currently, and in turn order place them face up in the discard pile. The dealer will deal out new cards equal to the number of cards you had in your hand. The player to the left of the dealer will get their cards first and you'll go around. Now that that's done, everyone takes their second turn. The dealer remaining the same throughout the round. After everyone's turn, the dealer rolls again, applying the same rules as before. Then it's on to the final turn. Everyone has their turn. The dealer will roll one last time. Here is the chance for you to either keep the hand you've created or lose it all and get dealt a random hand if the symbols match. Now that the round has ended, everyone reveals their cards. Following our hand knowledge from earlier, we determine the winner who will get first pick of the pot. Then work out who would have come second, third and fourth, and take the prizes in that order. In the event of an exact tie, the players involved take the top card from the draw pile. Whoever gets the closest to 0 wins that tie. Note, when it comes to prizes, the player who manages to collect 4 blue or 4 red tokens while another player holds the Millennium Falcon, you're able to steal the Falcon and add it to your pile of winnings. Keep in mind though, nothing is stopping someone from achieving 4 blue or 4 red after you and stealing it from you. Now that the pot has been dealt out, pass the dealer to the next player and a new round begins. The game ends once all the tokens have run out, and then you work out the player with the highest total value and they're the game winner. That is how you play the Hasbro version, aka Han Solo card game. Corellian Spike, on the other hand, is a little different. First major difference, of course, is being actual betting. So little Jimmy out there, you're about to get a taste of the real world of gambling. To start off with, there are 2 pots up for grabs in Corellian Spike. One the round pot, and the other the sabacc pot. So during the first turn, each player places 2 credits in the round pot, and 1 credit in the sabacc pot. As normal, the dealer then deals out 2 secret cards to each player, places the rest of the cards face down, and then reveals the top card to start a discard pile. Starting from the left, players may raise a bet, match a bet, stand, or fold. If you fold, you place your cards face up on the discard pile, and then you're out of the round. Now there are variations upon the next idea of a spike card. One option is after everyone has bet, the dealer will deal a 3rd card face up in front of each of the remaining players. This is their own personal spike card. Alternatively, we can play it similar to the Hasbro style of using the discard pile face up card as a communal spike card. Now that this game has a pot up for grabs, players have a little bit of a variety in their choices that they can do for their turn. You can buy a new card from the draw pile for 2 credits. You place that into the round pot. With this new card, you may keep it, you may discard it face up onto the discard pile, or you can keep it and discard one of your old cards, just like we do in the Hasbro one. Or you can swap it out for the spike card. So rather than being able to actually draw the spike card and put that into your hand like in the Hasbro version, you have to buy a card from the draw pile and then swap that card for the spike card. After all the players have had their turns, they're allowed to bet again. Once betting or standing is completed, the dealer then rolls the 2 dice. At the start of the game, I recommend your group pick a symbol to be the spike symbol. I've chosen this one. If doubles are rolled, players will lose 2 cards from their hand and be given 2 new ones, following turn order from the dealer's left and discarding them face up onto the discard pile. If double spikes are rolled, you lose all the cards in your hand and receive an equal amount of new ones, just like you would in the Hasbro game. If no doubles are rolled, of course, then nothing happens. Then once that is done, you move on to the next turn, you deal, you bet, you draw, you bet, you roll the dice. Then you do it again for a third turn. Winning the round will net you the round pot. Winning with sabak, aka a total of 0, will also nab you the sabak pot. If you won without 0, the sabak pot remains untouched and continues to grow in the following rounds. The winning hands also have a little bit of a tweak over the Hasbro version, with full sabak now being the best hand of the game at -10, -10, 0, 10, and 10. The second best hand is now straight staves, so we've got straights running in this type of game. So that's numerical order and reaching the lowest number of the game. So for example, the best hand you can have of this would be a 10 in your hand. So if you reach 0 with, let's say, -7, +8, +9, -10, that equals 0. You've got the highest valued card in there, which is the 10. So no one's going to be beating that unless they get a full sabak. Otherwise, there'll be examples of reaching 0 with, let's say, -4, +5, +6, -7. That would equal 0. And that's a straight. You've got 4, 5, 6, 7. But it's not better than 7, 8, 9, 10. The next best hand would be what they've called a Gee Whiz for the Solo movie. That would be +1, +2, +3, +4, and a -10. So 5 cards equaling 0, and in a nice order of 1, 2, 3, 4, -10. Equivalent would be -1, -2, -3, -4, +10. They both equal 0, and they're called Gee Whiz. So if you can pull that off, that's the third best hand you can have. After that, of course, follow all the previous hand rules from the Hasbro game to determine who your winner is. Now, making your own sabak deck is very simple. You just need 2 decks of matching cards. You want the backs to be the same. Then the first deck, you would keep the 2 jokers to be 0s, and then remove all the royal cards. Then in the second deck, take a red and a black card from each number. Now, you should have all the numbered cards with 3 red cards and 3 black cards, and that's pretty much it. You just decide the reds would be negative, the blacks would be positive, the 2 jokers are 0s. That's your deck made. Then for the dice, just need 2 normal dice, because dice are 1 to 6. That's it. You roll doubles, let's say snake eyes or spikes, dunzo. You can either use real money or poker chips, and then you're ready to go. Sabak game, all set up. So I hope this guide to the Han Solo card game, aka Corellian Spike, has taught you everything you need, and now you can have your crazy Star Wars poker night.